Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ladesha, but if you prefer you can call me Ladesha. Karibu sana to the Dexter Squad. If you are a returning subscriber and if you are a new member, welcome. I hope that you like our content enough to press the subscribe button and notification bell so that you can get updated every time that we upload a video in the channel. As the thumbnail and the title of today's video suggests, I am going to be talking about my salvation journey, or how I got saved, or why. I don't think I'm going to delve into the why, but I'm going to be talking about my salvation journey, and I hope that I'm going to inspire you to talk about yours, or inspire you to just remember your first love to Christ, because I think there's somewhere in the Bible where Paul encourages us not to forget our first love and why we gave our life to Christ. I talk a lot with my hands, and tabidi mmezoea. Also, my nini is passing behind me, and I hope it's not distracting you. Anyway, let's start talking. Let me start talking. So, let me start. How do I start this? For the past few years of my life, let's say, once I started understanding that knowledge exists and this is what happens in life, I didn't know that there's a God who exists. Ironically, I do come from a very Christian family, which doesn't make sense. I know it doesn't make sense, but I think I was blind to the fact that God exists, or I didn't want to accept that God exists. I don't know, but I actually didn't know that God exists. And if you have done 844, then that would mean class 1 to class 8 for me. I don't know. I think that's going to be grade something for people who are doing the international exam. But let's not delve into. Let me talk to 844 people. If you have done 844, for me, that's class 1 to class 8, and specifically between class 5 to class 8, because now that's when I started going to church actively, and that's when I started doing things in church actively. But I actually didn't, I thought we were doing things for fun. I enjoyed doing the things that we were doing in church, and singing and loving baby Jesus, and If You're Happy and You Know, and Father Abraham, and all those things. I liked doing them, but I didn't know that there was a God at a heart level and a head level. I think I was blind to that fact. Anyway, fast forward, after I finished my class 8, I enter my high school. I'm tempted to say the name, but I enter my high school, and in high school, if you have still done 844, on that Sunday they usually outsource pastors for you to come, and for them to come and preach, and also the weekend challenges and all those things. So I remember on my first weekend, of course, there's entertainment on Saturday, and then on Sunday we have church going on. So in that time frame between finishing class 8 and from class 8 and entering Form 1, I remember that's when I started knowing that there are things like Illuminati, and when you sing this song, that's when you're worshiping the devil, by extension and association, by knowing those things. And I remember that I used to love Rihanna so much. Seriously love Rihanna. And for me, that really hurt my feelings to know that just because they sing good songs and they have a lot of money and all those things, then they had to do sacrifices so that they can be famous and all. I'm not bad-mouthing them, but that's what I was made to believe. And so, yeah, it became a huge struggle for me, just accepting that the fact that these people actually probably don't subscribe to the same faith that people I'm going to be subscribing to in future. Anyway, fast forward, on the first Sunday of my high school life, I think it was the first or second, it was during Valentine's period. Talk about God loving me intentionally. During that Valentine's period, I remember the pastor who had come on that Sunday was intentional on how she packaged God for me. I remember. She made God look very approachable. She made God look very friendly. She made God look like someone who wasn't going to judge me because of my lifestyle and all. And I don't think I gave my life to Christ because I wanted to give my life to Christ. I gave my life to Christ at that particular moment because I liked the idea of the God that she had made me want to believe she is. She packaged God like God. He's both terrible and wonderful at the same time, and he has principles and he's fun and all those things, but he is still God and we have to worship him. All that just made me want to believe in God. And so I remember that time I gave my life to Christ for the first time, and my journey spiritually began growing. That doesn't mean that things that started looking up for me or anything. I think the minute I gave my life to Christ, that's when my life started going downhill. Ironically, I know people who usually give their life to Christ, their life starts going uphill, but for me it started going downhill. And and I don't mean like poverty and suffering and that kind of, no, for me it's now lack of morality. And basically it was lack of morality that was inclusive of lust, that was inclusive of greed, that was inclusive of disrespecting my parents, that was inclusive of doing things that actually God says that we don't do. And I think the fact that she introduced God to me and this is what he doesn't like, now having that head knowledge that this and this is what he doesn't like, and knowing that this and this is what he doesn't like, but I'm doing it, well, I don't know, I just don't know, but you get where I'm headed with this. Instead of improving morally, I started going down. And if you have been with me in this channel, you probably know the things that I have been into. I've been into men, I have been into pornography, I have done alcohol once in a while, and so fast forward again, I remember once I finished high school, there's that grace period where we just enjoy life, and then now we join campus. When I joined campus, I joined Daystar University, and I remember in my first year, I was a serious goth, by the way, all black. I didn't go to the extent of piercing things because I live in my father's house, but I was a serious goth. And I remember I participated in a play. I just wanted to try things out. I really wanted to try things out. So I entered the drama team of the Christian Union. We call it DCF in school. I entered the drama team at that time of DCF, and we started participating in a play that is usually done by CITAM group of churches. Let me say CITAM group of churches, but it's CITAM. And it was titled Heaven's Gate, Hell's Flame. And I remember I was the archangel in that play. I didn't have any talking role. My role is just to tell people go to hell or go to heaven. I listen to your case, I see your lifestyle. When you die, I'm the first person you see before you see Jesus and all. And I remember after we had finished rehearsing our play, before we started now ministering to people during the play, the assistant chaplain who was there gave us an opportunity to give our lives to Christ, so that when we're ministering to people, when people are going to heaven, I think you've heard that analogy, the analogy of people are going to go to heaven, and they will go to heaven because of what you did or what you do, but then you're going to be left behind because you don't subscribe to the same faith. I didn't do it because I was scared, but it touched me. And also being that I was the archangel, and the many people I was telling to go to hell were actually doing the things that I like doing and the things that I was really deep into. And I was like, well, if this thing is like as real as it is, then I should give it a try. And so that is like when I intentionally gave my life to Christ. That's like 4 years ago, 4 years ago or 5 years ago, I'm not sure, but I remember it was during Valentine's period again. So talk about intentionality with God. I think God was really intentional and still is intentional about how he is loving me. So anyway, I gave my life to Christ, and for the first time after I gave my life to Christ, I had people who were actually intentional about doing discipleship classes with me, teaching me about faith, teaching me about God, teaching me about how to read the Bible, teaching me how to do small groups and talking about God and how to be confident in your faith and all those things. And I think they helped me and have a very good foundation in my salvation. And so since then, I don't think I have seriously backslided. I have not backslid. I have probably fallen short of the glory of God, but I have not backslid. And that's how I got deep into Jesus and loved him and all those things. And I decided to share this story with you guys so that at least as you know all other aspects of my life, then you know how I came to find Jesus. And I am happy that I made the decision intentionally and purposefully to love God, to give my life to him, to subscribe to that faith, and to have him be Lord of my life. And basically that's how today's video is going to come to an end. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for pressing the play button, and thank you so much for wondering how did she actually give her life to Christ? Because of that curiosity, you press the play button, and I hope somebody is being blessed at this particular moment. If you haven't given your life to Christ, please know that you can do that at the comfort of your home. All you have to do is just believe that Jesus came, died for her sins, is resurrected, and is sitting at the right hand of God right now and enjoying all that glory and goodness that God was supposed to give him after all those things happened. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for listening. I actually really I am thankful for you guys. Yeah, and yeah, that's all I have to say for today. Thank you so much. If you are a new person who has just decided to watch our video, I hope that you will end up subscribing as we grow together. And if you are an old member, please bring more people and let's grow together. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching today's video. I love you. My name is Ladesha, and yeah, peace out. Peace out. I can't do hearts for you guys because there are people who are watching me over here, so I love you. Bye bye.